And in my opinion, well, I'll ask your opinion first. What do you think?
Yeah,
do you think that Black Panther should have been recasted, a brand new actor?
Yeah.
Put in the role of T'Challa?
Yeah. Yes. Fuck yes.
And how do you
1,000% yes.
How do you defend that?
How do I not defend it? It's idiotic. Oh my god. How many Spider-Man had there been?
You want me to give you the real answer? And then, how many Spider-Mans? How many Batmans?
Yeah, how many Batmans? I mean, so let's talk about the Batman.
Can I tell you?
We got go ahead.
One.
That's dumb.
You know what his name is?
What's that?
You know what Batman's name is?
Bruce Wayne. Is that where you're going?
Bruce Wayne. You know how many Spider-Mans there's been?
There's been one. There's two. Actually, two. No, there's been two.
Oh, okay, Miles.
If my son was here, if my son was here, he'd have a fit. What's going on, my friend? What's going on?
Chilling, man. How you been?
Yeah, doing great, man. Just again, out here again, enjoying this wonderful August dog days weather. It's perfect outside. Yeah.
Yeah, looks
so
good.
I figured I'd soak in a little sun here.
Okay. I know we couldn't finish last time because we had some sound issues, but we got that all cleared up. So
we did.
We're back online. It's good, man. What's been going on with you?
Yeah, man. Same old. Kids are kind of getting into the swing of school. We started, so that's going pretty good. Yeah, nothing really going on here. It's August, really. Like, it's funny, I was thinking about this earlier today. So this year, 2022. You think about it, it's really starting to come to an end, right? Like, once September's here, there's basically a end of year holiday in each month. So I was thinking about so September we're gonna have Labor Day, and then October we're gonna have Halloween, and then Thanksgiving and Christmas. Like, time flies, man. Time's just flying.
Yeah, I honestly can't imagine going back to school so early.
Well, we get out in May.
That's probably the real reason why I'm never coming down there, because
we get out in May, so there's a trade-off.
Yeah, you get out in May. That's true.
So they get out in May. So they basically had all of June and all of July.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. Me, I'm still moving right now. I got to the end of the month to get out of here.
Okay.
So the place is a mess, but slowly but surely you see the place clearing up and moving everything to my new place. So
very exciting.
Pretty much what I've been doing on top of working.
Yeah, very exciting times.
And then I'm back to my two jobs. Everything is working out like perfectly in line. Like, I should be finished moving, then I'll be back to my two jobs, and then it's back to the
two jobs.
Back to the grind. Oh yeah, you already know.
Dwayne. Obviously you love your job, right? So we've talked about this before. I mean, there is such a huge. This is why people kind of fudge around. Like, are we in a recession? Are we not? Like Joe Biden, the Biden administration, they kind of fudge the numbers. But there's a lot of jobs out there. There's people looking for qualified people that would pay you a salary and also let you work from home. That's out there. Right. That then you don't have to work two jobs, and you probably don't even have to leave your crib. Do you consider that? Are you looking would you even consider that? I know you love working with kids, love being around people. That's kind of still your move, right?
So here's my plan, right?
Yeah.
I've been with the City of Hartford Board of Education for 19 years.
Okay.
So I've been with them for 19 years. So my plan is to ride it out till 25 years.
Get the pension and be out.
Get that, be out. And then the other job, I love it so much. It brings some purpose to me.
Yeah.
That I would definitely be over there per diem.
Got it.
Go over there whenever they need extra help, whenever I feel the need to go over there. So I would definitely have that around. And then also to be an entrepreneur. If I have the businesses that I'm working on, I'm going to work on that from home. My plan is not to get another job, my guy.
Got you.
I'm not ever getting another job. These will be the last two jobs that I have.
Got it. Well, good luck.
Besides me working for myself. So that's the plan. That's the plan.
Okay. Well, I will support that plan.
Yes, sir.
Definitely for you.
Yeah. So let's not waste too much time on
your
pleasantries here.
Your list here you wanted to get into.
I really did.
This is kind of hard. This is kind of hard too. And I don't know if you set the criteria. How far back are you going? Are you going back to the 70s? You going back to the 80s? Are you saying the last 10 years? I wasn't sure if there was criteria there. I got one from the 70s and I got one from the 80s.
So my criteria would definitely be best ball handler.
Best ball handler.
And I'm feeling as though before a certain point, you really wouldn't make the list because skills have jumped up so much.
So the Big O is not on your list?
I wouldn't put the Big O.
You didn't put the Big O on your list?
I saw the Big O. I saw his height. I'm like, yeah, you meet the height requirement, but there's
I didn't go.
I want to put the footage out there for people to say, "Oh, wow,
I know. I didn't go Big O too, but only because of the time. So I got one, like I said, from the 70s.
And who is this?
Well, I can give you the list. I can go from 10 to 1.
Oh, okay.
Okay, you want to go first?
So I didn't actually come up with a list, but I have some names that can.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't have a full list, bro. I didn't have a full list.
Yeah, so Dwayne didn't do the homework, team, but I'm gonna give you my homework. I'm gonna give you my top 10. Dwayne can then kind of react to my top 10 and throw his names out there. All right, there you go. All right, so here's my top 10 kids. The criteria was ball handlers that were 6'5" and above.
Yeah.
That show superior ball handling skills, no non-guards. So they had to have a height requirement. All right, so my number 10.
So not necessarily non-guards now because
I got a guard
the list, but I
have a guard in my
Penny
list.
Hardaway is on my list.
Yeah, I didn't put Penny.
It might be
his career was cut short. And we could talk about that too. All right, so here, kids. Here's my top 10 list. So number 10, I have Dominique Wilkins at 6'8". You don't necessarily think of Dominique as like a dipsy dude ball handler, but he used his handles to get to the rack, and like he was a prolific scorer. No one was gonna stop him once he had the ball in his hands to get to the hoop. So I considered him a prolific ball handler.
Yeah.
Number 9, I went.
Wait. So let's spend a little bit of time on each person.
Okay, all right. So
like a minute or two.
So Dominique, this is my 80s. This is my 80s person.
Yeah.
I think the only one I have from the 80s as I look at my list here. Great Atlanta Hawk. Speaking of Hawks, we got Dejante Murray out here with no regard for human life. I'm going to be very happy.
Is he on your list?
No, he's not. No, he should have been. It might get punched in the face if I don't put him on the list, right?
His handle is crazy.
His handle's crazy. His trash talking is also great. He's going to be paired up with Trae Young this fall, and I'm here for it.
That should be a really good back.
I'm here for it. All right, so that was Dominique. I put Dominique there. Any issues with Dominique at number 10?
No
Dominique on the list at all. All right.
So all right, as far as being in the top 10, maybe. Because I'm gonna throw out some names, so you might have to.
Okay. So Dominique was Okay, we'll talk about that.
He was very effective at getting to the rim with his handle. So
nobody was stopping him getting to the rim. Number 9, I have the Iceman. This is my 70s. George Girvin. He was 6'7", finger roll, good handle, good scorer. San Antonio. That's old. So that was going back to the 70s. I got George Girvin at number 9. Any issues with George Girvin, the Iceman?
No, that guy was very smooth. The clips that I saw, just like butter, man. That's why they called him the Iceman, man.
The Iceman. All right. Number 8, little controversy. I just think about him when I say this name, I just think of him with the Phoenix, those years with the Phoenix Suns, him running the point, dishing the ball to Dan Marley for a 3, and I got Charles Barkley at my number 8. I think back, just think about those teams: Kevin Johnson, Dan Marley. Barkley would get the rebound and start the fast break. I remember that in my mind as like a memory of that team. From the early 90s. They went to the finals, lost to the Bulls, I believe, in 93. But Barkley was a round amount of rebound, but he would also once in a while start the break. And he's 6'6", so he's over the threshold there. So I have Barkley at 8.
Okay, all
right, 7.
And, I do have an issue with him, but we'll keep going.
Okay.
I wouldn't call him definitely a ball handler, but he definitely.
Was he a ball handler?
Made a couple moves and then went to the rack.
Yeah. I did the homework, so I'll keep going. All right, my number 7, I got KD, Kevin Durant, as my number 7.
So this list is definitely not in order.
No, it definitely is. It's the top 10. And
So hold on, and this is number 6.
No, KD is number 7.
Oh, so what you're telling me is that you're going to name me
6 more people better than
that are better ball handlers.
In my opinion,
Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
Oh,
we're gonna get them.
Wait, now I'm excited.
All right, number 6. You ready? For ball handler, 6'5", I'm going with Dirk Nowitzki.
Dirk Nowitzki is definitely million times % not a better ball handler than Kevin Durant.
Okay, well, all right, well,
yeah.
All right, so you want to interchange? You want to put Dirk at 7 and KD at 6?
Yeah, well, I don't know because I don't know who you have above Kevin Durant.
Okay, so we'll do. Okay, so that's fine. That's fine. We'll do Kevin Durant 6. We'll do Dirk 7.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna do that. Make you happy. Number 5, I got Scottie Pippen. Ball handling. What? Are you kidding?
Scottie Pippen is not a better ball handler than Kevin Durant.
He's a better player than Kevin Durant all around. We can get to that. All right, so that's fine. You have an issue with KD. That's fine. We'll keep going.
Yo, this is your list.
Number 4.
Right, go ahead, man.
Number 4, Luka.
This is gonna get us canceled. This list.
Luka's number 4. Ball handling. He's better than KD. Now I don't want to hear you say he's not.
Luka's a different story.
Yeah.
Luka is I can argue that like Kevin Durant, you know what I'm saying? Luka, interchangeable right there for me.
Yeah.
They're very close in ball handling. So
all right, so I put Dirk 7. I interchanged my so let's go recap. Dominique 10, George Girvin 9. Barkley 8, you had an issue with that. 7, Dirk, I interchanged for you. 6, Kevin Durant. 5, Scottie Pippen. You have a huge issue with that. We'll come back to that. 4, I got Luka.
All right.
Top 3.
Top 3, here we go. Make it count.
Number 3, Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
Number 2, Magic Johnson.
No.
Okay.
Kobe Bryant would be a better ball handler than Magic Johnson.
Absolutely not. And then number 1, LeBron.
Michael Jordan's not on this list.
No, he's not on this list. No. You said handlers.
Yo, Michael Jordan's not on
How
this
tall?
list.
Wait, hang on. How
kidding
tall
me?
was
But
it?
you put Dominique.
I put Dominique top 10. Yeah.
Dominique.
Wait, hang on. I thought Jordan would be the obvious one. I thought Jordan was 6'5". Let me go back here. What was?
All right. So we're gonna fix this list. You got the list in front of you?
I have it right here in front of me.
We're gonna make some edits, okay? Because I have some names.
Yeah, you're gonna throw out Penny. You're gonna
plug them in where you need to.
Yeah, don't throw out Penny. All right, so Jordan was 6'6". All right, we can put Jordan. All right, we can fix that.
So we pushing Dominique out at least because he's not in the top 10. Michael Jordan is on that list, bro.
Yeah, we can push out Dominique. But I still have LeBron 1, Magic 2, Jordan 3. I just push everyone down from the 2 spot.
Bulls have their largest lead of the game at 11.
Came off the offensive glass again. A good job by the Bulls in that area.
8:23 left in the third. Price left corner shot on the way. Rimming no. Corzine the rebound. Up court pass loose. Still loose. Michael comes back for the ball. Jordan wraparound dribble. I can't explain what he just did.
I saw it too, and I can't.
He wrapped it around from his right hand to his right hand. I've never seen that in all my days. I just saw Michael Jordan wrap a dribble around from his right hand to his right hand.
You're supposed to do that coming around to your left hand. That's great.
I have never. Have you ever?
Today, the first time.
Michael Jordan hits the free throw.
So I'd go Jordan 3, Kobe 4, and so on and so forth. Luka 5. Go ahead. Yeah.
All right. So I got some.
I mean, I was going. Obviously, Jordan was the obvious answer, but I was thinking of trying to go outside the box with this. I mean, obviously, you can argue. I wouldn't argue against Jordan if you want to put that in there, but. Yeah. That was my prelim list, and I wanted to hear what you had. So go ahead. What? Yeah. So Sarah, go ahead.
I'm saying what I would say is this whole list is outside the box.
Yeah.
as far as, you know, if you look up the top 10 ball handlers, maybe one person is above 6'5", right? And usually when you name the top ball handlers of all time, the person that you didn't even have on your list is on this list. And I was surprised that you didn't even have that person on there.
Penny, your boy Penny.
No,
see, I don't.
Not at all. It's not Penny.
Who?
Jamal
Crawford.
Jamal Crawford. He's 6'6".
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I'm thinking about great ones too. Like you talking about best ball handlers. I mean, I'm thinking about the greats as well, along with the ball handlers. Yeah, the greats. Jamal Crawford
had a ball handlers.
He didn't come to mind. He didn't come to mind for me. He came to mind for you.
So where are we putting him on this list? Because you got to put him on.
He's not on. He's not on my top 10.
No, you listen. We got to make a comprehensive list, bro.
We can make a top 20. You can put Jamal there.
I'm gonna make my own list. You know what? I didn't do the homework. That's my fault. That's your list. You keep that.
Right? Yeah. All right. Boom.
And I'm gonna just take some.
You convinced me. You convinced me on. Obviously, Jordan was obvious. I tried to go a little bit outside the box here, but you're right. I added him, dropped Dominique down one spot, and I interchanged Katie and Dirk. Okay. But everything else I'm pretty comfortable with.
Okay. So I got, in no specific order, but I'm gonna put them in order at a later date. Jamal Crawford is on my list.
Yeah, the kids don't even know who Jamal Crawford is.
You better learn. What?
The kids don't know who Jamal Crawford is.
I'm gonna put some highlights. You're gonna learn who Jamal Crawford is.
Okay.
Next person, Penny Hardaway. That wasn't on your list.
No, he wasn't. He's not an all-time great, but go ahead.
Oh my God. Blasphemy. Got Penny Hardaway on there.
He wasn't an all-time great, Dwayne.
So listen, we're talking about best ball handlers. We're talking about best ball handlers of all time. So if you didn't know if you didn't understand the assignment.
No, I understand the assignment. I just did the assignment, bro.
Lamar Odom?
No, Lamar Odom. No. Top 10?
Ball handlers.
No.
Over 6'5".
Top 20? You can put him down there with Jamal. 20 and 19.
Yeah, you're right. But Lamar Odom was a decent ball handler for his time.
Lamar was decent.
I wouldn't put him in the top 10. But you know who I would put in my top 10, though?
Who's that?
James Harden. Dun, dun, dun.
You saw James Harden last year? You couldn't get by anybody.
We're not talking about what he was doing last year.
What do you mean we can't talk about what he did last year?
What do you mean? We're going to last year. Bro, we're gonna
absolutely. I'm talking about what he did last year.
We're gonna pick them at their prime. Cut that out, buddy.
No,
we're gonna pick them at their prime.
James Harden 6'5". What was the cutoff?
6'5".
6'5" was the cutoff.
6'5" was the cutoff.
Yeah, no, God, no. He's good. He's good.
Cancer, John. You with these crazy answers, you're gonna get us cancer.
No.
Another person I was thinking about, no specific order. Ben Simmons. What are you thinking out over there, bro?
No, this is a podcast, not a comedy show.
Oh,
Ben Simmons. Yo, they text him. They said, Ben, we need you,
bro.
Best
shooters list, Ben,
they had him on their group text. They said, Ben, we getting cooked out here. We need you. He dropped out the group text. He didn't even want to work. He basically told his team to go fuck themselves. Like, come on, Ben. He's not going on anybody's list. Get out of here.
Oh my God.
Told his team to basically go pound sand.
You were kidding me. All right, another person on my list. Paul George.
He's all right. He's not top 10, but I mean, yeah. Had a nice career.
The assignment was top 10 ball handlers, not top 10 greatest players, bro.
I gave you a top 10 list. I only changed. I omitted one person. Your list, you got all like the.
Yes, because I'm going off of ball handling.
Yeah, I mean, you got the best, the Rucker Park's best. I mean, I'm not talking about Rucker Park's best. I'm talking about NBA greats.
I'm talking about ball handlers, somebody who has the basketball, and you're probably not taking the ball from them.
But that's pretty much 99% of all handlers in the NBA anyway.
No.
It's like 99% of all the players.
These are players that can do whatever they want with the basketball.
That's pretty much all the players. You got to think about like what makes it even special above that.
Certain players, you're gonna be like, you're dribbling too much, you're gonna get the ball stolen.
What player is
doing it? You're gonna be like, what's gonna happen next to the opponent?
dude, I don't know of any player even in today's NBA that's 6'5" or higher that doesn't have a decent handle. That's getting.
I didn't say what doesn't have a decent handle. These are above.
But they all do. They all do.
Above level ball handlers, bro.
Nah, that's not above level, homie. All right, come on with your list.
I'm gonna all the people that you named. I'm gonna have highlights. All the people that I named, I'm gonna have some highlights. We're gonna let the audience choose. Audience watch these highlights.
Yeah, good luck digging in the crate.
Please put them in the comments.
Crawford highlights. You got to go pre YouTube for those. But anyway, he's a great player. Don't get me wrong.
Jamal Crawford, you don't.
Whoever you name.
Wow. Let me take it back for you. How about this one? Maybe you'll appreciate this one. And he's a great. And he had a short career. Ready? Pistol Pete.
D-Rose?
Pistol Pete.
I wasn't thinking Pistol Pete. I was thinking D-Rose, but how tall is D-Rose? Hang on, he's short though.
He's 6'3".
And how? So D-Rose wouldn't make the list. I don't. D-Rose is 6'2". He wouldn't make the list.
6'2".
Yeah. Pistol
Pete Maravich, how tall is he?
He's short, bro. Ain't no.
How tall is Pete Maravich?
6'5".
6'5", buddy. Hits the list, buddy.
Yeah.
Did he play in the same era? No, he didn't play in the same era as Oscar, did he?
He
played.
He played. Wow, he died at 40. Holy crap!
Yeah,
did you know that?
Yeah, I did.
He died in 88. He was 40 years old.
Yep.
Yeah. No, he played with the Jazz. I didn't realize that. 70s, 70 to 71 through 79, 80. Started off with the Atlanta Hawks.
So he played at the end of like Big O's career, right?
He died of heart failure at 40. Holy crap.
You didn't know this?
Playing in a pickup basketball game at a church in California.
Yeah, he was out of the NBA. Right? He was out of the NBA.
He died less than a year after his father's passing and a number of years after his mother, who died of suicide with a self-inflicted gunshot. What? This is like an American tragedy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pistol Pete, I didn't know all that. Rest in peace, man.
Rest in peace, Pistol Pete.
Jeez, man.
So does he make the list?
No.
After all of that?
No, he doesn't make the list. God bless, Pistol Pete, bro. You can be in the top 20. All right.
Let me think.
Yep.
So after that, this is pretty much my other list besides all the people that you named.
Yeah. I wish you, write up your list. Put it in the comments too, folks. Obviously I screwed up Michael Jordan. Call me out on that. That's fine. Call me an idiot. That's fine. Who else are we missing? Dwayne loves Penny. He's going to put Penny in there every time. Definitely. Let me ask you a question. Let me just put you on the spot here. I saw this poll on Twitter the other day, just thinking of Penny. I think his career was kind of derailed by injuries. What is the most, and let's put you on the spot because you weren't expecting this, but when you think about a great career derailed by injuries, who is like the most fatal tale? Is it, and I'll give you some examples.
Yeah.
I think of like Bo Jackson. I think about, what's his name? I think about Grant Hill. Think about a Penny Hardaway.
Grant Hill.
Grant
Hill was an excellent ball handler.
Who would you like? My answer was, of course, Bo Jackson. I think is the answer. Like the athlete that had the most promise, whose career was derailed by injury. Does anybody come to your mind outside of the people that I mentioned or the examples I gave? I mean, anybody I'm missing?
I would say both of my two favorite players. You know who they are. Both of them at the end of their career. Well, you didn't know it was the end of their career until they started missing games and not playing how you're used to seeing them play.
Who's that? Who's the second one?
Hardaway and Dwayne Wade. Could have been.
I would disagree. I would say D Rose has more of a fatalistic career.
You know what? Sorry, definitely. Oh wow.
D Wade had a great career. D Wade had a Hall of Fame career.
No, he did have a great career, but remember now, he went from being one of the best top 3 players in the league.
Yeah.
Who just dropping off of the face of the earth. And
I think that was more just age because of the way he played. I think that's more just the way he played, Dwayne. Remember, Remember that first playoff year? I think it was 03, those playoffs when he came on the scene, the Miami Heat. Man, that guy was crashing the boards, crashing the rim. He was unstoppable.
All-time league leader in
I just
guards,
think it was just
block
age.
shots.
He played the way like Ja Morant plays now. Like you wonder about Ja Morant's like longevity. Is he gonna? But like if
With a
Ja
smaller
Morant
frame. John Morant has a small
with a
frame.
smaller frame, but if you ask Ja Morant if he would right now, would he have a D weight career? Like he would sign up for that in a heartbeat. I think more of like I'm talking about like fatal, like D Rose is somebody who comes to mind, like whose career was just completely derailed by
Yeah,
injury.
yeah,
At
yeah.
least he was still able to hang on. Like Bo Jackson got injured in that football game and never played football again, right? Or like I mentioned, Grant Hill's ankles. He just was never the same player, even though he still played in pain for a few more years. Just wasn't never the great player. Retired early. Who do
Did
you
you hear?
folks?
Wait, real quick. Did you hear
Yeah,
about the story about Grant Hill and all of the like surgeries and stuff he had to go
yeah,
through with his foot? I did not know all of that.
yeah, yeah. Mass surgery. His body just kind of broke down.
Yeah.
Who do you guys think in the chat? Like when you think about like the fatalistic career, somebody who was just an absolute star, whose career was just derailed by injuries. Put it in the chat. For me, it was Bo Jackson. But if you got others out there like that, that we're forgetting here, not mentioning, you'll definitely put it in the chat.
Definitely.
All right, we're gonna transition here, Dwayne, just for the sake
Yeah.
of time. So speaking of resting in peace, big week this week for Breonna Taylor's family. Now, if you don't know, this is gonna be old news as we're taping today on the 10th. On August 4th, four current and former Louisville police officers involved in the botched deadly raid, Breonna Taylor's home, were arrested and charged with civil rights violations and another count. So, former Metro Police Officer Detective Joshua James, current Sergeant Cal Meany, they were charged with civil rights violations and obstruction of justice for using false information to obtain the warrant that authorized the botched raid of March 13, 2020, that led to the 26-year-old's death, Breonna Taylor. Current Detective Kelly Gottlieb was charged with conspiring with James to falsify the warrant and then cover up the falsification. And then in a separate indictment, Brett Hankinson was charged with using excessive force while executing the search warrant. So they're not charged, folks, with the death of Breonna Taylor, even though a lot of people kind of wanted that. And of course, we all know that Daniel Cameron, the Attorney General of Kentucky, cleared these guys of any wrongdoing. And then he got booed subsequently just this past weekend in Louisville, as he should. But Dwayne, your thoughts just on the indictments and how this could feel for this family of Breonna Taylor two years later. Again, not murder indictments per se, but they lied and they conspired to make up a false story, which this can develop into a bigger question on law enforcement. We've seen the cowardless and Uvalde, or you can focus strictly on Breonna Taylor and her family. What sort of kind of goes to your mind when you heard that story?
I think about a little bit of a level of justice that has been served.
Yeah.
The cops don't completely get away with what they did, but something happens to them, and I'm sure the family is happy on that level.
Yeah.
But then, looking at what they're charged with, it does call into question, and it's something that a lot of people already believe happens regularly with police in the United States is corruption and underhandedness and doing what they have to do to get away with doing whatever they want to do. So the family should be having some type of solace, but it does open up a bunch of other questions.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Absolutely, Dwayne, I agree. I mean, we've seen a lot of things. So I don't know where you are ideology, right? Like there's been a big push of like defund the police are crap, police are paterolas, police are slave catchers. And I think a lot of that stuff is true. Like I'm not the defund the police guy. I'm not that guy. I think that we need a police force. I think that I think it could be a good service, but we've seen bad actors get put into the limelight that put a bad light on all of it. We talked about the cowardness of the Uvalde police, and then they came out with a false, like and it's the false stories that really kind of screw it up. So they come out with these stories trying to make themselves be like heroes, and then the video comes out and it's a complete different story.
Right.
These cops, they shoot up the place, they go in and they make a plan of how they're going to get their story straight, and that just doesn't like after the fact, and that doesn't build confidence in the institution of policing. It definitely doesn't shed light on the whole thing. I mean, there's some that are arguing, the whole thing needs to be reformed, thrown away. I don't know if I want to say throw it all away. I think people, when they make those comments, don't understand the nature of human nature. Humans basically suck. Like, a lot of these states and cities where the police have taken a step back, or they've been quote unquote defunded, which isn't really a lot, but if the police have actually taken a step back, we've seen an increase in murders and unsolved crimes because people just suck, dude. Like we just are awful to each other. But I hope that this definitely gives some closure to the family to have some sort of justice. And, I applaud Mayor Garland and the Department of Justice at the national level for doing something on this case. Erica Shields, who is this is the story I think that you mentioned, Dwayne, who is obviously Erica Shields was the former police chief here in Atlanta. And then she got fired by Keisha Lance Bottoms, and then she went to Louisville. She did the right thing. She told Meany, who's still a cop, Kyle Meany, that she intends to fire him on Monday. So the two cops that were still with the police force that got basically kicked out of the force by Erica Shields. And I say, great job by her. Definitely getting those folks, because there's just no trust, dude. How do you police people that you have no trust? Like, you have to have that trust within the community.
Yeah. Yes.
Have you ever considered going into a law enforcement job?
Me?
Did you ever consider it at all? Yeah, you, Dwayne.
Do you know the answer to this?
I don't. But before you answer,
okay,
I want to throw a little caveat. It's funny because when we kicked off this conversation, we were talking about how you work for the city.
Yeah.
And you're going to come to your 25 years and you're going to full pension. Yeah. And you and I have both been in the sort of work world outside of college since the late 90s. So that's 24 years ago.
Yeah. And
if we had the forethought back then to be police officers, we could have worked 20 years and be retired now.
Yeah.
With full pensions and full salary. So, all right, sorry, I thought that's why I thought of it. We were talking about that earlier. Like, we talk about the retirement and the full pension. So I asked you, have you ever considered? And I never did. Did you consider it?
So, I actually went through the process of becoming a correctional officer. I took the physical training. I took the written training, scored high marks in all of them, of course, because I'm good at everything. And the only thing that held me up was my citizenship.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Had I been a citizen, I would be a correctional officer.
And you'd be retired now.
So I went to take that test probably 11 years ago.
Okay.
So
that job sounds like it sucks though, dude.
But that job's super cop. I have two friends that are correctional officers, and all they do is, because first of all, there's a bunch of correctional officers, so it's not like you're going to be that lone correctional officer that all of the inmates hang up on and beat up and whatever. If there's any problem, you call all your boys. There's only 30 people, whatever.
Right.
So some crazy things happen. Some correctional officers get socked in the mouth. But for the most part, man, that would have been a crazy simple job. But that's not what I love too. So I love working with kids, and I love helping people, become their best version. So that none of that would be
okay.
That.
Yeah, I didn't know that. But it's been an interesting journey.
Yeah.
Then you gotta get the night shift. The night shift. So actually, if you had to be a CEO, I'd want to work the midnight to 8 o'clock shift. Catch sleep. Everybody sleep. Catch is locked down. I could read a book or two, get paid, and I'm out. Yeah, but other than that, I don't
That's not where the action is, man. Don't you want to
no.
tell them
Yeah,
to spread their cheeks and
Nah, I don't want
get
to
the
do all that.
contraband out? You don't
Nah,
want to do that?
nah.
Are you kidding me?
No, and I don't want to
That's the
be
fun. That's the fun
pulling
part.
naked men off top of naked men, and I don't want to be doing all that. No,
Yeah. No.
catching them in the act, pulling them apart. Nah, I heard all them stories too. I don't want to be part of that, bro.
True.
Yeah. So shout out to the family of Breonna Taylor. Definitely happy to see closure there.
Definitely.
I know we wanted to touch on this Brittany Griner stuff. Now we talked about this before.
Yeah.
Now she got her sentence 9 years. God, I think about a 6'9" female,
Right.
in a Russian jail. So you're 6'9", you're black, you're in a bed that's probably made for somebody that's 5'5", because it's Russia, right?
Yeah.
Like it's cold. Like I can't imagine what she's going through. I want to ask you though about this trade, right? So we know that
Before the trade though, I just want to get into this tweet that I read, and if any of the
go ahead.
audience knows any more information, or if they know if it's true or if it's false, please hit us up in the comments. But it was just interesting, and then we can get into the trade.
Yeah.
Brittany Griner, 31-year-old American, convicted of smuggling 0.7 grams of THC into Russia on a trip to play basketball for a Russian team. Sentenced to 9 years and fined 1 million rupees.
Yeah.
2022. Audrey Lorber, 19-year-old American.
Yeah. We're gonna talk about
found guilty of smuggling 17 grams of THC into Russia while on a family vacation.
Yep.
Released after 2 months detention and fined 15,000 rupees.
Yep.
And I don't know if it matters. Brittany Griner's black.
No, it's not a race issue. It's a dumb comparison.
I'm gonna just throw that out there.
Some
people would say different. You already know. That's why I'm throwing it out there. I personally don't think so, but
it's an idiotic comparison.
Okay.
First of all, there wasn't a war with Ukraine going on when I'm sure that nice young white lady was taken.
Right.
Two, I would imagine that nice young white lady that we talked about was not a national star in America and Russia, which Brittany Griner is.
Right.
And so there's really no leverage. Where's the leverage? People always kind of like go to the race and then always kind of put themselves, when they're people of color, like at the worst bottom of the totem pole. They do it to themselves. It's not a fair comparison. Brittany Griner was a star in Russia. She is a name in America. And there is a war going on with Ukraine where the United States is like sending Ukraine billions of dollars of aid and weapons.
Right.
Like Brittany Griner is now, unfortunately, because of the timing, she is a very important chip.
Yeah.
You can't compare the two. And people always just like, well, it's a black and white thing. No, or because Brittany's queer and because she's black. Like I don't, people always, because they live like in this country, like they just feel like they always just look at themselves as like everything is like the worst. Like we're most like, no, like there's other factors to look at. Look at it. Stop looking at it emotionally. Look at it from your brain. Could it be a race factor? I'm not saying there probably is a part there, but there are so many other geopolitical things going on right now that are bigger than Brittany Griner. They're bigger than that girl that you mentioned. I'm sure you can put a picture, and they're bigger than Paul Whelan, who's been there for 2 years as well. Brittany, unfortunately, she got detained February 17th of this year. Russia was rolling tanks into Ukraine right around that same time. And we don't even know. Here's another thing. I'm gonna be honest with you. She pled guilty to saying that she had it, but that's how those Russian courts work. Like, if you told me that they planted that THC on her, because she admitted that was her, she admitted that she took it there. I think her lawyers probably told her that too. She had to plead guilty as part of the prison swap. But if you told me that them Russians planted that stuff on her, I would believe it, because it's just bigger than her. Like it's all about this geopolitical game now. Like Biden's sending billions and millions of dollars to Ukraine every other week. I've had a rant about this too, because like, dude, flood the block, flood our cities with that money. I mean, it's all a game. That money is not really going to Ukraine. It's actually going to BlackRock, and it's going to all these other like private American armies, but that's a whole nother conversation. But I think that tweet's a little idiotic in my opinion.
Yeah.
Definitely go ahead.
Yeah. Definitely comment. I remember we had a conversation about this, and I remember asking you, and I'm definitely gonna pull up the footage because I want to remember exactly what you said. But I remember asking you, is this the regular sentence for somebody that smuggles that amount of THC? And I don't remember what you said, but I was thinking back then, like, yes, the whole thing with Ukraine is going on. They probably ramped everything up.
Totally ramped it up.
And yeah, now they're using her as a pawn. I do wonder what the regular, I don't know how we would ever be able to find this out, but what's the regular like sentence for somebody that has a certain amount of THC? And
I think from the articles that I read, and I can be wrong, so folks definitely hold me accountable here, but I think from the articles that I read, they take drugs and drug smuggling very seriously.
Right.
And I think it was 10 years. And then she asked the court for leniency. I think it's 10 years that they start at. And then she asked the court for leniency and they gave her 9. Like that's their idea of leniency, even for like a little drop trace amount of some weed in a cartridge.
Yeah.
But she had to plead guilty. She had to throw herself at the mercy of the court. That's all part of, unfortunately, the geopolitical game that's kind of happening. Right. That she finds herself a part of, unfortunately. And I want Brittany Griner home. I think the charges are, of course, crap. I think that the United States, in a lot of ways, too, is a little hypocritical. If Biden wants to do this prisoner swap, he should also free all federal prisoners that are on there for nonviolent drug crimes at the same time to really build credibility. We don't have the moral authority as the United States or President Biden on this issue. We just don't. Now, we all want Brittany Griner home, but there's bigger conversations, of course, to be had. Like, I want Brittany Griner home with her wife and her family today. I do.
Yeah.
But, Joe Biden, I don't believe, Mr. Crime Bill, Mr. War on Drugs, doesn't necessarily, in my opinion, have the moral authority. And when we talk about getting it back, so she's been in custody. I want to talk about this guy, Victor Bout.
Okay.
So
this is the guy, right?
So many are speculating the United States Department of State is engaged in negotiations in a trade for one of the most notorious arms dealers in history, Victor Bout. This is going to be for Griner and for Whelan.
Right.
Bout's ability to supply weapons to some of the worst warlords on the planet, I think, was transformational for wars in Africa, the Middle East, and elsewhere. This was a quote from security consultant Douglas Farah. Douglas Farah has known Victor Bout's exploits. Actually wrote a book on Victor Bout called The Merchant of Death, Money, Guns, Planes, and the Man Who Makes War Possible. So there's actually a book out there on this Victor Bout. It came out a few years after Lord of War, which is a movie in which Victor Bout type arms dealer is played by Nicolas Cage. So Victor Bout is responsible for death. We could say Black Death. Black people dying because of his exploits in Africa and in the Middle East. Is this a fair trade? Is one Brittany Griner worth the death and destruction that Victor Bout has put on the world and the potential that he has to put back onto the world? And why did the Russians want him?
Are we negotiating with terrorists though? Like, what are we doing that?
There's a lot of pressure on Biden. There's a lot of pressure on Biden. Those sisters in the WNBA are putting a lot of pressure, as they should, right? Like, that's fine. And, Brittany's wife and family are putting a lot of pressure, as they should. I mean, would you make that trade, President Loblack?
I would. How long has this guy been in jail?
Whelan or Bout?
Yeah. No, Bout.
He's got a 25-year sentence. I think he was in 8, but I'm not sure. I'd have to look. And he's only in his 50s, this Bout guy.
Yeah.
So he's young enough. He's not like an old dude. Like he's old enough to still cause some shit.
So you think he's gonna come out, regain his criminal empire, and start doing what he did before? Or
well, isn't it interesting that the Russians want him back? Why? Why?
Is he Russian?
I have no idea who he is. But the Russians want him, and they're in the middle of a war. And they want this guy who's known for running guns and murder and mayhem around the world.
I mean,
If the reports are
Does he build
true.
guns? Like, if it's information you want from him, do you want to know where his guns are stashed? Like, they could do that by going and asking him. Like, they don't need help.
No, they want him. That's it. You want Brittany Griner, you want Paul Whelan, give us this war criminal. That's what they're saying. Would you do that deal?
Yeah, I would do it. I would say it's equivalent to saying I want Bill Cosby out of jail. Like, maybe he did problems back in the day, but now he's probably not coming out doing anything.
Why would you want Bill Cosby out of jail now? He terrorized black women.
I'm saying it's the equivalent because maybe, and I say maybe he did bad things in the past, but now he's probably coming out not doing anything. You think this arms deal is coming out doing something?
This arms deal is in his 50s. Yeah, he's gonna be doing some stuff.
What if he was in his 60s or 70s?
That's different. To your point.
Explain.
50s, you're still pretty viral to get into some shit. If you 70, like Bill Cosby, you probably ain't out here quailing them bitches because your shit probably don't work. See?
Oh. Wow.
Okay, so to your logic, so let me ask you this question. Based on your logic on Bill Cosby, this woman by the name of Carolyn Bryant, she's old as hell. Carolyn Bryant is alive. She is the white woman that lied on Emmett Till that caused him to be beaten, tortured, and murdered, lynched, essentially.
Yeah.
And we know the Emmett Till story. There's actually an Emmett Till movie coming out, and I can rant on that later. But there was a push to get Carolyn Bryant arrested because there was a arrest warrant that was found for her arrest that was never carried out, and there was a lot of activists, and the Emmett Till family wanted Carolyn Bryant arrested to bring closure to the Till family. And the DA said, no, I'm not gonna. She's old, right? She's in a hospice. I'm not gonna arrest her.
Okay.
To your logic about Bill Cosby, you think that's the right thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Explain your logic. Tell me your logic.
I don't. I don't.
We throwing her in the clink. What are we doing? How old is she? 70 or 80 or 90?
She's like 80s, dude.
Okay.
She's old.
So we're just gonna throw her in the clink, which will be the equivalent of a nursing home, because they're not throwing her in like a regular jail. It's gonna be a nursing home.
She's 88 years old.
Right. God. What's the point?
The grand jury declines to indict her.
Can we just sue the lady? I'm sure the lady got money. Let's sue the lady. Come on.
I think the statute of limitations on that is probably gone as far as civilly goes, but as criminally goes, I don't think there's a statute of limitations on murder. And the family really wanted her arrested for closure. And you're saying she's old, just let it go, fam? Is that basically what you're telling the Emmett Till family?
Just let it go, fam. Just let it go.
I think it would have been great closure. You asked me why. I think it would have been great closure. Yeah. Throw her in jail.
Yeah.
Make sure she's comfortable.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want her in some cell with some gang member or something like that. Like, put her in a place where she's comfortable.
Right.
At 88, right. If she's living in a nursing home, she can live in a nursing home job. But if it would give the family some closure.
Right.
I don't see the harm in that, honestly. But obviously, what do you guys think about Carolyn Bryant?
Yeah.
Please comment. 88 years old. The grand jury did not indict. There's an Emmett Till movie that's coming out. I am not gonna go see it. They showed the preview of it with Nope, and there's like just snippets of it. I think the basis of this movie is to show like the strength of Mamie Till, and she was strong. My God, like to see your child just completely disfigured that way and have an open casket.
Right.
But there's like a scene where they showed like some in the dark woods, some barn, and then you can hear some screaming as the camera like panned away, and I'm just like, nope. My mental health, I just can't watch.
Yeah, that's a lot.
I can't watch that movie, but that's a topic for another day. All right, I wanted to end on this one really quick, Dwayne.
Right.
My man Fat Joe came out again with today's.
Yeah, man, he wasn't happy. He wasn't happy.
Today's smash is not yesterday's smash. I don't talk like I just made that up, of course. But of course, Fat Joe called Irv Gotti a sucker.
Yeah.
For bringing up his old sexual affair with Ashanti 20 years ago. Dwayne, is it cool to talk about your old exploits 20 some odd years later?
I mean, this is somebody that's around still. So now you're bringing up information that you didn't really need to. Why are you doing it? Like, what's going on with you?
Yeah.
Didn't need to do that. So
I don't understand why
I'm not a fan of what he did, man.
Yeah, it's insane. Now, I was gonna make a different comment on this, but
Okay.
I 20 years ago. So Ashanti is 41
Right
today. Irv Gotti's 52 today. So I can do the math. I went to public school. That makes Ashanti about around 21, Irv Gotti about 32 at the time.
Yeah.
And he's also her boss.
Yeah.
He also has, her sort of quote unquote like career / dreams, like sort of like in his hands.
Right.
Is there
Misuse
ever
of power is what you're trying to?
Well, I mean, she's 21 though, so that's where I kind of struggle. Like, she's a grown enough person to maybe she.
Age. Listen, as far as that is concerned, age is nothing but a number. We got to talk about where was her mind. And at 21, if you're just getting into it, and then your boss,
your married boss,
has your career,
yeah,
right, has your career in his hand. Not to say that you didn't know what you were doing, but
that's why I struggle, and that's why I struggle. Yeah, I mean, you got 32. Yeah. She's like if she was 18, 17, I'd be like, yo, that's disgusting, dude. You took care of this kid.
Yeah. 21, she was a child. What we're saying is that he really misused his power, man.
Potentially. I mean, there's a lot of these potentially.
Yes,
she could have been 21 and knew exactly what she wanted, maybe she pursued it. Like, I don't know, but there's still definitely a power. And correct. I mean, there's definitely still a power.
I would have been seduced. Yeah, Ashanti. Yeah, I would have been.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yes.
I would have been seduced today. Today. Sorry, wife. Sorry.
I will say though that it's just some sucker stuff for real.
Right.
To talk about 20-year-old stuff. I mean, to bring that up, it's just, I know it's bad form. It's just bad. It just looks bad.
Yeah.
And I think Fat Joe was giving him Irv Gotti his props. Like, dude, you're a big producer. Like, look at the action you put. Like, almost saying you're better than that. Like, you were. I looked at you as a superstar of hip hop. When you think about the history of hip hop and artists and producing, I almost look at you as like one of the tops. And if you to just put this out there, like, that almost sort of like soils your legacy a little bit, regardless if it happened, or not. It sounds like it did happen. I just found it kind of cringe that he would bring that up to this day. Obviously, he probably still has feelings for her, to bring it up and still kind of be mad about it, but just very cringe in my opinion.
I didn't actually watch the video. I read about it.
Yeah.
So what
I read about it too. I'm
gonna put the video in this video so you can see exactly what he saw. See how he like presented it, but it sounds
the
real.
Fat Joe or the Irv Gotti.
No, I saw the Fat Joe video.
Yeah,
I didn't see Irv Gotti.
Even if he was asked about it,
a video
interview. It was an interview. Yeah, but you know what? Even to that point, like, you might say, "Oh, well, he was asked, right?" Or he was an interview. Like, some things you just say, dude, you don't even have to. You can white lie. You can move on, because sometimes if you move on, that could also like give an answer that maybe the interviewer is asking for, and you could just say something that, no, Ashanti was a professional. I'm a professional. We made great music together, and I'm moving on. Like, you don't even have to go that deep with it.
Yeah.
I just thought it was some sucker-ish for real.
Definitely. I agree.
So,
bro.
Yeah, man.
Amazing conversation with you, man. I know you got other items to attend to in your day, but I'm glad we got this in the books. Another one.
Sir.
No?
Another one. Yeah. Let's see. Your edit game is getting better and better. So I see the edit you put on this.
Oh, you're going to love this one. Oh, you're going to love this one.
Hey, appreciate everyone taking the time out of your day too to listen to Dwayne and I and our rants here on the Chess Moves podcast. Really appreciate the listeners. Really appreciate the comments. Dwayne and I are kind of starting this journey together. Certainly we're not perfect. And if you like what you hear, definitely let us know. If you hate what you hear, definitely let us know. We appreciate all of it. And thanks for listening, and have a great rest of your day, everyone.
Have a great rest of your day. Make sure you follow us on IG. We on Spotify. Follow us, listen to us, support. Appreciate y'all. Love
y'all.
Love you, John.
All right, man. Love you too, bro. Later.
Peace.